Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've done a video, and part of that is I've had a lot going on, and one of the biggest things that's happened is I've sold my Rolexes. The most recent ones I've had including my 18 karat gold 1803 President and my 116520 stainless steel Daytona. Yeah, so I've sold off all my Rolexes, and I've actually sold off all of my high-end Swiss watches. And I still have a large watch collection, but it's now limited to lower price of entry pieces. In particular, I've also gone kind of crazy and bought a whole bunch of Japanese watches. So why did I sell my Rolexes? Well, for a multitude of reasons. Chief among them was they were a source of anxiety. They're not exactly something that you can wear just about anywhere. People notice them. And, a couple things, especially that 18 karat gold President that I had. You'd go places and people would think A, you were an asshole, or B, I mean, you just would kind of worry if somebody would try to steal it from you. And they're delicate. I mean, that President, again, if I dropped it, it's so old, it's from the 70s, that the plastic crystal, I just knew that it was, one mistake away from needing a major service. And funny enough, it actually wasn't keeping great time anymore and it needed a service, which is about a $500 ordeal. Um, as for the Daytona, I got rid of that one because I've actually had a lot of issues with it. And the chronograph wasn't keeping very good time. And basically, the watch would keep really awful time unless the chronograph was running. And when the chronograph was running, the watch would keep decent time. But twice in my tenure with the watch, the chronograph would stop totalizing correctly and would actually just start randomly jumping and adding minutes to the chronograph counters. It was really goofy. And, the warranty was out on it. And so anytime it needed a service, it's, $1,000 out of my pocket to fix the thing. And the reality is that, again, the fact that they were always, there was always an impending service needed on them, and the fact that I couldn't exactly wear them wherever I pleased and not have to worry about bumping them into something or somebody noticing them that might want to steal them. I mean, they were cool and I really like them and I appreciate them. And I'm really, thankful that I was able to have them and to acquire pieces like that. But, they no longer were making me happy. And the thing with Rolexes in particular, too, is that they're really nice, but they're utilitarian in terms of that the movements aren't, super fancy. They're very well made. They keep great time. And the reality is you can get other watches out there that are very well made that keep great time that, you can drop on the floor and you can bump into a wall and you don't have to worry about people stealing them from you. And they're just, you can get a lot more for your money is the reality of it. And I love my Rolexes. I would be lying to you if I said I wouldn't probably pick up another one in the future. But at this point in my life, I just bought a townhouse and I've got a nice car and there's just a bunch of other things that I don't need them. And there's just a bunch of other things, especially where I live, cost of living is quite high. And the money that I have invested in them, I could spend on other things. Selling them, and I can buy myself another car. I'm really into cars, for example. I mean, there's just better uses of my money. And the biggest thing that actually pushed me over the edge on it was I bought another watch that I honestly like better than my Rolexes, and I'll do a review on it in the future. It's an SARZ005, I believe. It's this watch right here. And this is a JDM spec watch. We can't really see it right now because it's ticking, but the date window is kanji. It's also English. And this has the new Seiko 4R36 movement. And what that means is this watch is hacking. So I can pull out the crown and it'll stop. And it's also hand winding. And unlike Rolex, you actually get a see-through case back as well. And I'll be honest, I really, really, really like this watch. And I actually like it better than a lot of Rolexes that I've had. And this watch only cost me a couple $100. I mean, so I got thinking about that and how much I love this thing and how it does everything my Rolexes ever did, and that I don't have to be careful with it. And the fact that this is a JDM, Japanese domestic watch, I've yet to see anybody on the street that's wearing the same watch as I have, because I live in the United States and these watches just aren't around. So the exclusivity factor on this watch to me is higher than a Rolex. You know, I have something that's cool, that keeps great time, that's well made, it's durable, it does everything my Rolexes did. And again, it's just that sense of value, you know. And I bought it because I bought my old vintage Seiko flyback, and I love this watch too. And I've been buying other vintage Seikos. I've got another vintage 70s Seiko that I picked up, and these watches are just bulletproof. They're so well made, and they're day dates. I mean, think about what a Swiss day date automatic watch would run you. You know, and here's my Orient with the power reserve. I mean, the quality of the watches you can get for the money, if you don't buy a Swiss watch, it's just crazy. And my Orient Mako, this watch is every bit as nice as the Submariner I used to own. And if you doubt that I own a Submariner, you can go look at my video. I mean, I've owned the Swiss equivalents of these watches, and I tell you what, I don't see the value in paying for a Swiss watch. Except for the fact that I mentioned in my other video, which is, are Rolexes worth the money? The answer to that question still could be yes. I did make money on my watches, and I've really enjoyed them. And as an investment, they're great. And honestly, just to own one, I'm being into watches, to have the ability to own something like that, it's just, you know, it's like if you're into fine artwork, you want to acquire things from around the world and of different, you know, famous artists. Well, watch world, there's different kinds of watches you want to own at some point in your life because you appreciate them and you want to get a sense of what it's like to own them. And like I said, you know, I wouldn't put it out that I want to end up with another Rolex. And I'm sure that, you know, I'm not done with Swiss watches. In fact, I'd still like to get a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso at some point. But again, yeah, that's the bombshell. Rolexes have been sold. And right now I'm going Japanese, guys. And again, I was sold on the durability and the quality and the cost and the lack of anxiety. I'm not worried about dropping these things. I'm not worried about somebody stealing them. I'm not worried about smacking them. I'm not worried about the statement that it makes about me. I buy them because I appreciate them. They're well made. And they have some cool complications. I mean, I've got a flyback chronograph. I've got a power reserve. I mean, it's just the day date. So, yeah, that's the big news. I've gone Japanese. And I'll break out some new review videos in the future. In particular, I'd love to show you guys my new SAR Z005. This is an awesome watch. In particular, I know there's a lot of you out there that are fans of the 4R36 movement. Kind of give you my feedback on it. Anybody's interested, we can do a review on this other vintage Seiko over here. But yeah, that's the big bombshell. I mean, I'm just looking through at the video lens now, and I just look how beautiful this Orient looks. You know, the wrist presence that this watch has with an in-house movement, smooth sweep secondhand, power reserve date. I mean, the value that you get in a Japanese watch is just, it really makes you wonder why you'd ever pay more for less. So yeah, that's the big news. And sorry I've been away for a while, a lot of stuff going on in life, but just wanted to share that with y'all. Thanks for watching, and I'll have hopefully more videos coming in the future. Thanks.